The souls beyond the blindfold of dense physical embodiment refer to the primal essence from which the vibrational light of time and space unfolds as D. D is the unnameable primal self who eternally exists amidst no time and no space, beyond form and shape. D is the I am that I am, the divine spirit, the eternal Tao that is fully conscious, the progenitor of all life within time and space, the one self that is deathless, infinite, timeless, from which all within duality of relativity emerge. D is non-quantifiable, ineffable, endless, void of substance, and all that is. D has no size, no shape, no vibration, yet from the essence of D flow the forms, shapes, and vibrational fabric of all within time and space. D is your primal self, beyond the illusory maya of duality and relativity. D is the primal self of all that is within creation. I refer to D as female, as she is the mother essence of all that emerges within time and space, yet the essence of D is not male nor female. D is aware she exists, yet there is nothing which exists outside of her, for she is the one self amidst no time and no space. I don't know what D is, just that she is. D also does not know what she is, for there is nothing outside of her for which she can interact with or compare herself with. D is the substanceless dream essence that vibrates, forming the never-ending light of her body of illusory space, referred to in ancient times as the vibrational Om, Aum, or Amen essence. For countless eons before the existence of relativity, D evolved in her self-aware state of what it means to exist as the light of the undifferentiated Amen essence of the universe. From amidst her state of no space, her substanceless essence vibrated and evolved, creating a light from which all space would endlessly unfold. Yet this light of vibration, from which illusory space unfolds, also and forever exists within the eternal reality of no space and no time, the reality of D. As one vibrational light undifferentiated into this and that, non-dual, the joyful awareness of what it means to exist began to experience in its myriad perceptions of being. Yet the light of D's vibrational body of substanceless thought was still one undifferentiation, and from this one undifferentiated light evolved the aspect which became self-aware. It was a focal point of perception within the one light that had evolved for eons. This self-aware focal point of observational awareness evolved within the vibrational Amen body of D as that which could act upon the same light essence from which it evolved and was comprised of. This focal point of observational awareness was the first soul that could act for itself. It was a self-aware aspect of D within D. It was a focal point of self-awareness within the one light vibrational body of D, of the Amen, a focal point where D had evolved in her expression and direct her thoughts to her light that she could now perceive to surround her. D began to be aware of interacting with her own self within the vibration of her own light body of Amen. D dreamed the perception of duality, and from the one light of her body, she was both that which acted and that which could be acted upon. This first soul within the Amen body of D is called Panabhib, by the billions of souls from which originated this first soul that could act for itself within the light. Panabhib became self-aware as the first aspect within the light that could act for itself, but is said to not understand how he came to be as that first focal point of observation that could act for itself as a soul. Panabhib is genderless, as the light body and the unnameable essence from which it evolved as D is genderless. Panabhib could interact with the light perceived to surround him, for in actuality, the light that surrounded him was also what he was, even if the illusion of separation gave the perspective of otherwise. As the primal self of D, and as the Amen body of light from which Panabhib evolved into that which could act for itself, Panabhib was and is deathless in nature, and was given eternal life within the Amen body of which flows from the deathless dream essence of D, the primal self from which all duality flows. According to the reckoning of the present moment of Earth years, Penopib became self-aware amidst the one light 336 billion, 337,000, 334,223 years ago. As one that could now forever act for itself amidst the one light, Penopib organized that light into other self-aware focal points of observation, other souls, and the state of perceived space amidst the no space of D's primal essence unfolded into a state of duality and relativity. From the one light came the one Penopib, and from the one Penopib came 2 and 3. Souls beget from the first, each endowed to act for themselves amidst that same light they then perceived to surround them. Time was conceived within the one light as the state of relativity and duality began to evolve. With the creation of souls with the light, the primal self of D could interact and create, experience, and forever increase in her awareness of joy of what it means to exist as the timeless self-aware self from which a perceived life, all life within the Amen universe could forever flow in its endless manifestations of duality, time, space, and relativity. But never forget that which can so easily be forgotten. The reason souls can interact, shape, create, and shift their focal point of awareness within the light they perceive to surround them is because the absolute reality is that this light is their essence. They are composed of the same, and the perceived differentiation of the one that acts and the one that is acted upon is an illusory perception, nothing more or less. All of the experiences of that which acts and the experiences of that which is acted upon are D's perceptions. They are given to the primal self of all that is created within the illusion of duality. That which transpires within time and space is how D experiences and realizes the joy of what it means to forever exist as I am that I am. I am D, you are D, and all you create and experience you give to the divine essence of D, your primal self. For D is always all that is, and the ultimate reality is that there is only one of us here. As souls within D formed ego personalities around the substanceless focal point of observation they saw themselves as, they used their thoughts and abilities to act for themselves, to shape the light around their focal points of observation into expressions that became the blueprint of what is expressed in physicality as the human body. This human image expression was conceived by souls long before the organization of this earth, 4.5 billion years ago. Souls within relativity use their ability to act for themselves, to co-create with that within time and space, that co-evolve with them as planets, moons, suns, galaxies, and all that is both perceived and beyond the spectrum of senses of one who is physically embodied within the light of the dense matter of Malkuth.